Hey guys, Broken Motorcycles here today with a quick little video. I can't set my phone down because I'm a scrub. I'm definitely leaving that in the video actually. Alright, so anyways, this is truly an unscripted video. I know most of mine are quote unquote unscripted, but at least I like some sort of note taking or some sort of process for thought formulation. Today I have none of that. As you can see, I'm actually off center, actually a little bit by design, just to show how screwed up YouTube is. So anyways, that's actually the topic of today's video, basically a rant time. Now, for any of you who have watched my channel from the period it was Berkut Auto Racing to Berkut Motorcycles, you'll know that I've actually never monetized my videos. So really this doesn't affect me that much. The main reason I never monetized is because I was just too damn lazy, if I'm being honest. But I just want to address the issue of YouTube's new policy, quote unquote, of not paying YouTubers with under 1,000 subscribers or like 10,000 or 12,000 hours of watch time in the past like year or whatever it was. And I see where YouTube's coming from with this. I'm not a fan of it, but I'm going to explain why they're doing this. But I'm also going to then say why it's total horseshit. So the reason that YouTube is doing this is that YouTube is completely unsustainable. It's a horrible business practice. It's even worse than Spotify probably, like with cost to revenue. I don't even know if YouTube's ever even turned a profit, and it's just a horrible business model. And so by having fewer, larger payouts, they are able to save money by not paying everyone like with the little things, because it costs them more, like, you know, to go through all the process and all the processing fees and whatnot of paying the smaller creators, such as my friend Squid Tips, who I'm going to do a massive expose on. Maybe not today. Well, obviously not today because I'm recording this and it's like, yeah, it's 7 o'clock at night and I'm lazy and tired and shit like that. But anyways, yeah. So back to the subject matter at hand. It's not a good policy to have. While their current business model is unsustainable, this is only going to be making YouTube even more unsustainable. The biggest reason for that is this. YouTube requires good PR in order to be successful. Because in order for YouTube to be able to earn money through ad revenue, they have to have enough or a high enough standing in the community at large to attract people to be like, hey, you know, let's go onto this site, let's create content, blah, blah, blah. Now, one thing that YouTube could have done, should have done, arguably, and I'm going to go turn my garage light on because my laptop camera sucks. One thing that YouTube should have done is if they would have thought this far ahead, which I understand, it's like companies don't like to think, almost 13 years ahead now, 12 and a half years ahead, is what they should have done is they should have just had it this way from the very beginning. Because then there wouldn't be this uproar. But however, there have been several large controversies over the past, 3 weeks or so, with Logan Paul, YouTube's lack of response, YouTube's response to that whole scenario, situation that was utterly lackluster. And YouTube just does not have very good public image right now. And YouTube has to do something to fix that if they want to have more people come in and be content creators and whatnot for the website. I don't see that happening, if I'm being completely honest. Now, like I said earlier, for me it doesn't affect me whatsoever because I've never monetized anything on any of my 5 or 6 on my YouTube channels that I have. I guess technically 7, but 2 the one I never even posted a video on. So anyways, that's besides the point. But for these smaller creators, in order for them to actually feel like they're doing something, they'd like to get paid. And YouTube's really put themselves into a really bad situation here because now they have to decide between paying smaller creators and expending more money that YouTube doesn't have but Google has, or risk even worse PR, losing some of the smaller content creators while being able to ultimately save money by not having to pay those creators and being able to rake in ad revenue while not having to pay people. And that's where things really get shady. Now, if it had always been this way, then, you could say, people knew what they were getting themselves into. But the simple fact of the matter is that now this is suddenly happening. People didn't know what they were getting themselves into, and that is a huge problem. Now, while, yes, you could say, they're subject to change, this is a very, very large change, and YouTube is not handling this in a very good way whatsoever. Now, at least they told people, which I think legally they had to, because they have to give 30 days notice. It's just like as if you're being fired by a company, which kind of says a lot for how this overall scenario is, what this scenario actually is. it's not a simple, oh, we're just going to be cutting a payoff. It's really okay, you're fired. Because to quote the legendary and utterly beautiful Jim Sterling, thank God for him every single day, you should too. He said that YouTube content creators are really employees without any of the perks of employment. So you don't get a 401k, you don't get any of this other good shit that normal employees would, and it's really unfortunate. Now, as you guys know, I've been talking about getting a Sena 10C Evo GoPro or something for the past. Let's say I've had this bike for about a year and a half. Probably for the past like 2.5 years or so. Let me think. Yeah, closer to 2.5, maybe even 3 years now. I'm talking about getting a GoPro. Well, originally for my car, the cars I was hoping to buy, but I never did. And then for my bike, so I could start motovlogging. I'm still planning on buying one, but I'm not gonna be making content for the channel in all likelihood. Nothing against you guys, but it's so hard to make money on YouTube. Now I'm gonna make videos. Do you want to screw it? I'm gonna make videos. For my real. I'm still gonna make videos for YouTube, but it's gonna be kind of like more of the usual, riding around, just being like, oh hey, look, here's like Central Park, or here's Rockefeller Center, shit like that. Well, obviously not Rockefeller Center or Central Park, because I don't live where those areas are. Like Forest Park, something like that. I'd love to show you guys that, especially those of you who have never been here to St. Louis and don't know how much we really have to offer, aside from the highest murder per capita rate of any city in the U.S. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I really feel bad for all of you smaller creators out there that have monetized, and even though you're unable to rely on your YouTube channel for a living, it still sucks because, that $100 or whatever, because I think it was like 99% or whatever of the channels that are being affected earn less than $100 a year, and 90% earn like less than 50. That little bit of change, it's not a whole lot, but someone might have been using a YouTube gaming channel to buy that, next subscription. They stream, work their asses off, just in order to be able to essentially have their Xbox Live Gold membership paid for, have the next PC component paid for. And for a lot of smaller channels now, and even the channels that have fewer than 250, 100,000, 250,000, definitely less than 100,000 subscribers, are really going to start being affected by YouTube, because you can bet that if we don't fight back now, that this is not going to end here. It's not going to end here. The 1,000 subscriber channels, the very, very small channels, they're being hit right now. But next, it's going to be those channels with fewer than 10,000 subscribers, and then it's going to 50, and then it'll probably top out around 100, maybe 150, 200,000 subscribers, at least having a pay cut. Maybe not being cut out entirely, but there's certainly you can bet your ass that there's going to be some sort of pay cut. While all these other channels that have caused so much other shit on YouTube, like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, they're still being actively promoted. And even, I'm trying to think of some others, but Shane Dawson, I think that's who it is. He's probably still being actively promoted, even though that whole situation arose out of some Jake Paul drama. But still, it's like, guys, from what it sounds like, at least from what I've read, I haven't read anything that's confirmed. So allegedly, it seems like he's a pedophile. And if YouTube's still actively promoting him, you can kind of see where I have that issue, or an issue with that, because pedophilia is totally fucked up. There's no way around that. But anyways, guys, that's all that I have to say for this video. That expose will be coming next week. That's going to be a completely fun video. But just as a joke, I'm thinking about having a drama video every once in a month or whatever. Just for a little bit of fun. And also, I know I'm wearing a Underwood shirt from House of Cards. That is somewhat ironic because I just badmouth pedophilia, but I was always a bigger fan of Claire Underwood than sure what's Kevin. I forget what Kevin Spacey's character's name is. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week when I expose squid tips. See ya. Oh, and before I end the video like I was just about to, I haven't been on the bike in a while, so I'm going to go out tomorrow. Hopefully, it's going to be above freezing for like the second day in a row. But even today, there's still some snow on the road, so hopefully, I'm going to get out on this bad girl tomorrow and feel the wind in my face. It's only going to be completely bundled up because it's going to be like 40 degrees out. Anyways, guys, see ya.